Hi folks. This past September I read this little article in the Dallas Morning News. And what this article basically is, it was the commies in Beijing, the Middle Kingdom, China, warning the Norwegian government, why you Norwegians, you better not award the Peace Prize to a dissident we have in jail. We are the big boys on the block now with our economic might. You better take heed to this warning. Alright, I embellished a bit, but that was the gist of it. Well, then, today in the Dallas Morning News appears this article. That's right. The Norwegians did not heed the commie warning out of Beijing. They awarded the Nobel Peace Prize this year to a Chinese gentleman by the name of Liu Xiaobo. Oh boy, did I just butcher that name, and I apologize for that. So to the people of China, congratulations on this magnificent achievement of earning the Nobel Peace Prize by one of your incarcerated citizens. God bless you for that. Now, what did Mr. Liu Xiaobo do to wind up in jail? 1989, he was in Tiananmen Square with thousands of others seeking democracy in China when the commies feared this group, sent in the tanks, murdered thousands of them, incarcerated more, and scattered the rest. So Mr. Xiaobo, he didn't just go wither in a corner somewhere. He continued his advocacy for greater freedoms in the Middle Kingdom. A couple of years ago, he issued something titled Charter 8, enumerating the freedoms desired by the people in China, resulting in him being arrested by the commies, sentenced to 11 years in prison, which he is now enjoying the hospitality of a crowded prison of a commie gulag. That's where he is, kids, in a commie gulag, because you want something that most of us take for granted. Remember, freedom is not free, and I did not coin that phrase. Right? So now, what are this Charter 8 thing that he wrote that caused him to go to prison? What's in that that's got the commies so riled up? Well, there's 19 points to it, and I have a link to it in the description. And I'm going to, let's discuss just a few of the points of that charter. One is he wants the election of public officials. That's right. Could you imagine that? He wants to get the voting people in the government in China. The nerve, says the commies. Why? You could be like Venezuela once you have the elections, elect the commie in. Why? You could be like the United States and elect commie-loving Democrats in, like we did. Then he wants the freedom to form groups, which is another we take for granted in the democracies. So if I want to form a group of people against Tony, I can do so. But you cannot do that in China without permission from the commies. The freedom to assemble. You can forget that. We enjoy that here in most cases, and in most democracies around the world we enjoy. But apparently the commies are feared of groups. Freedom of expression, which we take for granted, which I abuse when I post these videos. But the people in China, suffering under the regime, are unable to do so. The freedom of religion. Once again, the commies fearing religion. Then the protection of private property. Forget about it. Protection of private property. What kind of a joke is that? Here in the United States, we think we have private property protection. Really? There's something called eminent domain, where the governments confiscate our land for government use, so they claim, and they turn it over to private enterprise to generate profit for private enterprises. So you say we have private property rights here in the United States? Try not paying your real estate tax and see who owns your property. Well, anyway, so that's what's going on in the Middle Kingdom, and a big congratulations once again to the people of China for being awarded this magnificent award, which was degraded when they gave it to that snake oil salesman Al Gore for perpetrating a hoax upon the world with his man-made global warming scheme. It was also degraded when they awarded it to President Barack Obama for doing nothing, but for the potential that he had. Now, I'm not degrading President Obama for that. He was just sitting around minding his own business, and the nut jobs in Norway awarded it to him for sitting around minding his own business. I would have accepted it too if I was him. But this article goes on to read that when the announcement was made, dozens of dissidents were in a nearby park celebrating the fact that he was given this award and calling for greater freedoms. And who comes along? The commies. And they arrested them. You have to admire the tenacity of these people that speak out for freedom in groups like this. The tenacity of Liu Xiaobo, willing to go to jail for his beliefs in democracy. I mean, how many of us would do that? Well, here in the United States. Anyway, you've got to admire these folks as I do. All right, folks. Oh, and before you start typing your vile comments, let me tell you something. You'll be hard-pressed to find a video I posted saying something negative or criticizing the Chinese people. It doesn't exist. My criticism reserved solely for the commie government in Beijing and communism anywhere in the world, as I detest the ideology of communism and its advocates, the communists. I firmly believe better dead than red. All right, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.